So I know you don't know me. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am engaged to a white woman.
Okay.
Yes. So just want to put that out there on the floor. You know, just want to put that out there.
I'll snatch your melanin later.
No, it's all good. I'm also a comedian as well.
Okay.
But I do have to ask a question. Why is it that, that somebody can't just be in love with somebody regardless of their skin tone? Like why does it have to be a white or black thing?
Let me answer your question with a question. Your question is, why does someone have to be in love with a skin tone? Why can't you love who you love?
Yes.
First of all, it's not about being in love in a skin tone. It's about being in love with a people, their history, their lineage, their culture, their destiny. That's one. Number two, for any group outside of our group, nobody is allowed to put their personal agenda above the best interests of the people.
Stop. We're giving away $1,000 and a free iPhone 17 Pro. All you gotta do is subscribe to this YouTube channel and you can win $1,000 in a phone. Thanks for watching.
The people are key. So if we know that only 1 out of every 4 black women gets married in this country, 1 out of 4 getting worse every day, as a black man, how do we look ourselves in the mirror and marry someone who don't look like us when we know what the trajectory is out here for these black women who want to have a family and have children? So it's not about you not being able to like who you like. It's not about hating your white partner. It's about, what about your commitment? And what about you as a man of our people not wanting to create family with a woman who shares your same history, your same lineage, your same struggle? Because no matter what you go through, and no matter how well-meaning that Caucasian young lady may be, and I'm sure she's a nice person, she could never understand you and your struggle the way a sister could. And when you reproduce your offspring, speaking as a psychotherapist, the hell that a lot of our mixed race African brothers and sisters go through, why inflict that on your babies when it doesn't have to be necessary? There are more black women in the world than any other group. Black women are not only the first people, they're the oldest people. So if you don't like the ones in America, Jamaica got all you need. Panama got all you need. Nigeria, Ghana, Ethiopia. If you want the real skinny ones with the curly hair, we got them too. If you want them super light, we got them too. So for me, from a community perspective, because we're about trying to save this thing of ours, our people, how do we do that if our men don't commit themselves to our women?
But wouldn't I be able to still save our community even while being in a relationship with a white woman? Like, I don't see why I wouldn't be.
If you walk into a room full of black girls in elementary and middle school, and you're going to talk to them about self-love and self-respect as a black man, and you came in there with a white woman, how effective do you think your message would be to them little girls?
Well, not a lot, but they wouldn't know that, What if they wouldn't know that I was, married to a white woman?
Why should they not know it? And see, this is when we get into the compartmentalization of who we are. Because when I talk to brothers who have white spouses, they'll say, well, Doc, she don't come around when I do my black thing, or she don't speak on this when I do my black way. Well, that's the point. Why do you have to split and section yourself in your life? You see, in order to placate her, to not offend her, to not offend us, how about just doing what's right in the first place? And then here's an even deeper question if we want to go to the spirit, right? Because in African culture, we believe that our ancestors, when they die, they become our angels, right? If you were to honestly ask yourself, if all of my African ancestors for the past 20 generations takes you back to 1619. So if just 20 generations of my ancestors knew that I was going to marry this white woman, would they approve or disapprove?
That's a good question.
And if you believe they would disapprove of it, why would you approve of it? And I say this with respect. There's no black person in the United States of America who has a white person as a soulmate. It's not because anything wrong with white people. It's because our destiny and our shared struggle dictates that we build and struggle with each other.
PrizePicks. 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 Download the app now. Use code GAFollowers. Play $5 and get $50 back in lineups. That sounds like a deal to me. PrizePicks. It's good to be right.
PrizePicks. Play $5, get $50 instantly in lineup. Use code GAFollowers.
Now, I probably will have children with this woman. Now, as a biracial kid, which way should my child go? Should they date black women? Or should they date white women, you know? Or white men or black men?
For black men, because you still got time to get it right, but for black men, keep the faith. For black men who are in relationships with non-black women,
Okay.
the only thing worse than marrying outside your community is not raising your children with African consciousness. And I can't tell you how many weak-ass black men I've met who tell me my child was raised as biracial or white. And I'm looking at these fools. There's not a white person in this country that's going to see that baby as white, even with the green eyes, even with the curly hair. And mind you, I work in schools. I work in schools where the mixed race children are light, freckles, blonde hair, green eyes, and they still get called the N-word. Them white kids still know they're not white. So how do you raise a black child without knowledge of self? Because if you're going to have mixed race kids, they got to be raised black. Because guess what? That's what the world sees them as. Genetically, that's what they are. And most importantly, white folks will let them know they're not white if they try to act like they are. Barack Obama, in one of his autobiographies that he wrote, he said, I didn't choose to be black. White people told me I was black. Because you got to remember, whiteness is a privilege. They don't let people in that group unless you're one of them. So if you got a black kid running around talking about something, I'm half black, I'm half white. Ain't no white kid seeing them as half white. They seeing them as all Negro. So if you're going to have mixed race children, they got to have mixed race identity. Because see, I don't have a problem with mixed race. You know why? Because they are not responsible for how they got into this world. Nobody made you and a mother bring them here. You see? So if they identify with the black African race, I accept them and I treat them no differently than anybody else. I got people on my team mixed race. It don't mean a difference. I got heroes who are mixed race. Frederick Douglass, who's my cousin, was mixed race. You understand? Bob Marley was mixed race. Some people say Nat Turner could have been mixed race. I can name all kind of mixed race ancestors who struggled just like the rest of us. So you have some black people who say if you're mixed race, you're not black. I completely reject that unless you don't identify, right? So if a mixed race person come to me and say, I don't identify as black, I'm mixed race, then you're not my brother or my sister until you get your damn mind right. You see what I'm saying? But if you're going to do that, you got to raise them with an African consciousness. Make sure they're around black people. Make sure they know who they are. Because there's nothing worse than a mixed race African suffering from depression and psychological trauma because they don't know where they belong. And that's their parents' fault. And what I've noticed in mixed race couples, when the mother is white women, through their racism, not all but many, they don't like to admit they gave birth to a black child. So they raise them biracial. But when they have a white father, you know what I've noticed? The white father makes sure his mixed race children know they're black. I've never met a white man with a black child who did not make sure his black children didn't know that they were black. And the reason I think the white men do it is because white men control the society. So he knows what white men feel. And he knows no white man is going to see his black child as a white person. Whereas with the snow bunny, they live in their imagination a little bit more. So they're more likely to try to make this kid think you're half and half. Credit to white men, although they shouldn't be having babies without women. Credit to them on the fact that they have been more honest in what I've seen. They've been more honest with their mixed race children and raising them as black.
So my parents, they have no problem with me dating outside of my race at all.
Which means I might owe them a few lashes. Go ahead.
So
Black queens forever. Snow bunnies never. Go ahead.
if you had children, and I'm pretty sure you know where this question is going. If you had children and you instilled in them, don't date white women, don't date white men, don't date white men, and by some crazy thing, it happens to they fall in love with a white man or a white woman. Is that your way? Do you disown them, or do you say, hey, I still love you, but I can no longer be a part of your life?
Okay. My daughters are 23 and 14. If one of them married out the race, I would never disown them. They my children. But their partner is not coming in my house. Not because I hate the partner, but you violated a very sacred political principle of mine. It was your decision to spend the rest of your life with him. It wasn't my decision. So you're not going to make me live with the consequences of your actions. Make sure you leave him home when you come to see daddy. Black power.
Well, that ends it for me.